beats Oregon State 36-33 for a first conference win. Corvallis, Oregon. AP, Steven Montez threw a 13-yard touchdown to Bryce Bobo with 1:34 left, and Colorado hung on for a 36-33 victory Saturday over Oregon State, which was playing its first game since the sudden departure of head coach Gary Andersen. Montez threw for 168 yards and a pair of touchdowns and also caught a scoring pass from Bobo, who finished with 9 catches for 126 yards. Phillip Lindsay ran for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns, falling just 5 yards short of reaching 1,000 yards rushing for the second straight season. Choukair's 52-yard field goal attempt for the Beavers with 10 seconds left was short, denying Oregon State of the upset. Nall finished with 172 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns in one of the team's most competitive games of the season. Andersen and Oregon State unexpectedly parted ways Monday, and cornerbacks coach Corey Hall was appointed in the interim to guide the Beavers for the rest of the season. The Beavers, 1-6-0-4 Pac-12, were coming off a particularly rough stretch, with losses to 3 straight ranked teams, Washington State, Washington and USC. Oregon State's lone victory this season came over lower division Portland State. The Buffaloes, 4-3-1-3, to finish atop the Pac-12 South last season and met Washington in the league title game, were also seeking a first conference victory coming off a 45-42 loss to Arizona. Nall, who missed last week's game at USC because of an ankle injury, returned for the Beavers and ran for a 4-yard touchdown for the early lead. But Lindsay answered for the Buffaloes with a 74-yard scoring run. It was the second longest of Lindsay's career, after a 75-yard TD run against Arizona last year. Last week Lindsay had a career-high 41 carries for 281 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Wildcats. The Beavers reclaimed the lead on a trio of field goals from 32, 37 and 20 yards out from Choukair. Bobo hit Montez with a reverse pass for an 11-yard touchdown, narrowing the game before Choukair added a 31-yard field goal at the end of the half for a 19-14 Oregon State lead. Oregon State's momentum was slowed in the second half when Gary Andersen was intercepted by Evan Worthington, and the Buffaloes capped the ensuing drive with Lindsay's 9-yard scoring run to go ahead 21-19. Nall's 13-yard touchdown run late in the third quarter gave the lead back to the Beavers, but Montez found Bobo in the end zone with 9-yard touchdown pass, and the two connected again on a 2-point conversion for a 29-26 Colorado lead. Nall also scored on a 4-yard scoring run with 4:22 left in the game. The takeaway: Colorado, Lindsay has a rushing touchdown in all 7 games this season. He has run for 100+ yards in 10 career games. Worthington has 3 interceptions this season. Oregon State's first punt came in the third quarter. The Beavers got a scare when Gary Andersen briefly went to the locker room after he was intercepted. But he returned in time for Oregon State's next series. Up next, Colorado plays at Washington State next Saturday. The Cougars fell 37-3 at California on Friday night. Oregon State has next weekend off to prepare for a Thursday night game at home against Stanford. The Cardinals were set to host Oregon in a late game Saturday. More AP College Football, www.collegefootball.app.org and www.twitter.com web link.